Welcome to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
I'm Rebecca Plum, your big sister.
And I'm Shaun, your GBF.
We're not that hot or that young.
But we believe it's a state of mind that helps us build adaptable and profitable businesses.
We rely on the support of our design besties to get through each day.
So let's explore the emotional, practical, and humorous sides of being interior designers.
Welcome to the club.
Hey, Shaun.
What's up, Rebecca?
Today's a very fun day. We have our friend Maegan Blau here.
Hi, Maegan.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Maegan, thank you for jumping in with us.
Yeah. You guys know you're my faves, so.
Well,
I did
anytime.
my typical slide. I'm like, hey, want to come back on the
girl.
show?
Yeah.
So for designers that haven't listened to you before on the show, Maegan Blau, you are the owner of Blue Copper Design, and you're in Arizona. But remind me, are you in Phoenix proper, or like where do you like to anchor from?
I mean, I say Phoenix, but my studio's technically in Chandler. But you know,
Okay.
like when you travel and you're like, I'm from Chandler, and people are like, I don't know where that is. So you just like go to the big city.
I live in Carmichael,
Yes.
like no one.
Right. It's just like a
Nobody
suburb
knows.
of Phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much the norm when you're like outside of your area. But then you're
Mhm.
also not far from that's like serving greater LA
Also,
or
Phoenix
whatever.
is humongous.
It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell the audience a little bit about your business because it's very unique in our industry, which we love.
Thanks. Yeah. Like Shaun said, I'm the owner of Blue Copper Design here in Phoenix / Arizona / the world, honey.
/ Chandler.
Yes.
Yes.
We're from
Global.
the same place. Yeah. I have had my business for 7 years now, and I specialize in accessibility. So for those who don't know me, I use a wheelchair. I have for 17 years. That's really why I got into design, even though if I wasn't disabled, I would have ended up in design. I just know that in my soul. So yeah, but that is pretty much what we do. Outside of that, like I tell people I have to either be an accessibility fit or a style fit. So style wise, like very much love the Arizona deserty Southwest style that a lot of people tend to not like, but that's okay. And then for accessibility projects, I'm like, I'll be more open style wise with that.
But you're not like putting howling wolf silhouettes on walls and stuff.
No, but like
Coyotes.
my grandma did. Yeah, my grandma did. My grandma loved like the mauve and the teal and the coyotes. And so like there's like a sense of nostalgia for that with me.
Yeah.
And I've
I-
inherited a lot of her statues and I'm like, can I paint this? like to make it cool.
Ooh.
So
Like
Yeah,
a
I don't
new
know.
folk art project for yourself.
Mhm.
I
Like-
bet
Yeah.
if you like bunch them together, though, it could make like a really cool like collection vignette. If
I
they're
think
bright.
like super themed designs, like even like beach design or like I'm trying to think of other design styles.
Tuscan.
But anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
like you just need like one piece and then it like transforms everything. So I think you just have to like stay away from doing a whole space, like super
Yeah.
themed because one thing goes like it just goes a long way.
Yeah, or if you had like 50, I'm trying to think of those like, I'm thinking of like the figures and statues because I remember Southwest
Yarrow?
like, at its peak. And I'm like, ooh, what if you just like painted them all some crazy fluorescent color and you had 50 of them and then now they're like a massive impact. Or if they're all like updated, hand painted, now that's like a very personal project, which is kind of cool too. So there's definitely like I'm just saying, because there's a chic take on Southwest and that sort of like American West style of design that is like primed right now for that.
I feel like
trend
Shaun, your
recycle.
like vignette right now is like
I know. Look at he's got like an
Southwest.
ascot.
Got
And
my,
his
yeah, I'm definitely giving my Western
cowboy-
story today.
I love it.
Unintentional.
Oh, you're wearing turquoise too.
Yeah, oh God, I know. Like here's all my jewels. Like here's my show. No, but I do think
not
that
in Arizona.
in the same way that trends are circling right now, there's almost like in my head, Maegan, there's a space where Southwest style and that sort of Western influence on design is really ready for like a relaunch.
I
Yeah,
think it's
no, I
already
agree.
happening though. Like the whole like Ralph Lauren aesthetic is kind of woven into it a little bit in that Western.
Yeah, he's always kind of done it, right?
I mean, I love it. I
Yeah.
love Arizona. Like I think it like totally is underrated and it's so beautiful. Like I don't I think you have to experience it to understand like the beauty, because you can't just see a picture of a desert and be like, oh, that's gorgeous. It's not
Oh my
always
God,
pretty.
yeah.
Like it looks brown, but once you like hear the stories and
Look.
like what's happening, like more than meets the eye, you know, like all the
Yeah, like this bush
plants
looks
are,
red for 10 months a year, and then
yeah.
it rains and it looks like a Christmas
Or
tree.
they all work
And you're
together to
like,
protect each other during like fires and stuff. There's like really cool things about the
there's a
landscape.
I
lot
know.
of beauty in the desert.
The resiliency of the desert is my favorite
Yeah.
thing. I also think like if you take other design styles and put it into a desert home, it feels out of place. So maybe that's how other people feel. Like if you take desert style and put it in
Ah,
like Vermont or something, it feels out of place. But we get a lot of obviously transplants in Arizona, like a lot of people from the Midwest or the East Coast, and they kind of like bring that vibe or they want to. Or some people want to like
yeah.
completely shed that vibe and then go like way too Arizona themed. But yeah, it like, I don't know. I just like houses that look
Snakes
like they
on
fit.
everything. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's to
Snakeskin,
belong.
everything.
Unless
Cactus prints, like all of them.
they want all of it. Yeah, because they want to live in it. And then you're just like, well, let me show you how to do it chic.
hmm Yeah.
I
Hopefully,
love
okay,
that.
my goal by the end of the year is to get this house photographed. That will be like the chicest, coolest project I've ever done. So very Southwesty.
How long have you
Ooh.
been on it?
Okay, well, I do what everyone tells people not to do, and I constantly have a family project going on for free. So it's this one.
Okay.
This is that project. I think last time I was on, I probably said the same thing with like a different family member. People are like, stop doing that. I'm like, I can't.
Well, but do you like it?
Yeah, if you're having fun and they're
Love
not
it.
making it terrible
Oh,
on you,
well,
then
don't listen to
Yeah.
anybody else.
don't listen to
So it's
us.
my aunt and uncle's house. I literally designed it. I've been thinking about it for 2 years. The design plan got finalized last summer, and we are just now ordering cabinets.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to the slab yard today to go look at a slab. So I don't know. How long have
Wow.
I been on this? Forever.
So back to your work, like how are you
Oh, yeah.
incorporating accessibility? And like I know one of your things is like designing forever homes, but you have a different
Mhm.
take on that, right?
I do. Yeah. So like with this project, I feel like it's a really good blend because it's for my aunt and uncle. Like I said, it's aging in place. So like not only style wise is a fit, but I was like, I now refuse to do renovation projects if we're not doing some level of accessibility. Like I have to draw that line in the sand for me because I just was like, what am I doing if I'm not making things more accessible? And
For
obviously if it's not
everybody.
accessible, I'm not for everyone. Yeah. But I think it also
Yeah.
like looks really differently. So for them, like we are making their shower curbless. They have like a couple steps up and down into their shower right now. We're doing like a lot of hybrid cabinetry for roll under sinks and just like opening up things a little bit. But like you'll see a bathtub and then people on the internet will be like, well, a bathtub's not accessible. It's like, okay, then don't use it. Like, but they want it while they can, you know?
Yeah, and there's like all different types of accessibility needs, and people, you're like designing as future proof as you can. But right now, I'm assuming they don't use wheelchairs or
Mm-mm.
mobility aids. So you're just designing for like different possibilities, but the most possibilities.
Yeah. And I think just like adding in flexibility
Yeah.
is important
Yeah.
with accessibility. So it's not like every single thing needs to be accessible right now. Like we're not going to put in grab bars in the shower right now, but there'll be the backing there. So if
Right.
they need them in the future, they can have them, you know, wherever they want to put them, not just like
Without
where the
ripping
studs
out
are.
tile and having
Yeah.
to do a bunch
And
of weird
redoing
stuff.
it all again. So I guess that's how I approach accessibility is like, I mean, obviously it depends on the project, but like it's either super flexible and customized, or if it's a more generalized, like almost like I don't have a client or things like that, then I'll be like, okay, let's just do some blanket features for accessibility. And I think there's so many misconceptions about accessibility that, like, honestly, I didn't even know until like 2 years ago when the internet told me. And I was like,
Oh,
okay.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Because
It
it's
had
all
to be
TikTok,
TikTok, right?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Instagram too now, but I was like, oh, this is why maybe my like messaging and marketing hasn't worked because this is how you guys think about it. It was,
Well,
So
I
what
don't
are
know, it's just like a
what are
pivotal
some of the
point for
things
me.
that they're stuck on
Well,
that
it's why,
you're like
though, you need to talk
having to
about
fight
it.
against or like message against or
Yeah, I would say
towards?
that people think like it's like nothing's gonna happen to me. Like I'm always gonna
Yeah.
be in the body that I'm in right now. And
Yeah.
so there's that, which like, okay.
And like
Lies.
100% of people will have some form of disability in their life, right? Like it's every
whether
single
it's,
person.
like temporary or not, it could be a knee
Or, like,
surgery.
your eyes
Yeah.
degrading, your hands, your
Mhm.
grips. Like there's just so many things that just happen naturally to every single human body.
Yeah. Another one that's kind of tied to that is like, oh, well, I'll just deal with that when I need it. But I'm like, okay,
Great.
when you need it, it's too late. Like, have you ever bought a piece of furniture? Have you ever gone through a renovation? Like, it's just like a naive thing to say because I'm like, you're literally going to be in your worst time and then try to renovate your house.
Yeah,
Which
like wouldn't it
then
be great
leads
if
into
when you had a knee replacement, your house was already able to support you? Because you're not going to remodel it when you get your knee replaced, or like, and then
100%.
what's the point after? There's very little like planning involved there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it kind
Yeah.
of leads into people thinking that it's like ugly or out of place or weird. I'm like, well, if you're like slapping things together because it wasn't there and then all of a sudden you need it there in 2 weeks, then yeah, it's going to look weird because it's not planned.
Then it is that weird handle that had to get retrofitted in that was just whatever was in stock and you banged it
Mhm.
out. Like,
Yeah.
Or
like
there's
you
like
don't
those
have drywall in your house or
retrofitted,
something.
like those retrofitted like drop-in kind of shower situations I've seen, or I don't know. There's some things that are, you could tell like, okay, somebody here probably got sick in some way and they had to just quickly do something, and it's just like patched on to a room and it wasn't designed intentionally.
Exactly.
Which they met a need, but if they had just remodeled 10 years before, then that was a total miss because they could have made it future-proof.
mhm.
Another like big misconception is that accessibility is expensive. But I just say like it's only because really the only option we have right now to make things accessible is to renovate. So it's not necessarily that accessibility is expensive. It's just the renovation is expensive. So those get tied together. But like I promise, if you give me a new build floor plan and I make it like a standard one without anyone considering accessibility and I make it accessible, it's not going to be any more expensive. And like,
Yeah, there's nothing added.
no,
Well,
and
like
it's
you could put an elevator into a 3-story house if you're building it like by making choices like that, but there's ways to design around doing that.
mhm. Like if you put in, there's not a huge price difference if you're putting in a 30-inch door or a 36-inch door. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's not going to break a budget
Right.
if you have the space and plan it that way from the start. But if I have to renovate because you have a 24-inch bathroom door and you need a 32 or 36-inch bathroom door, well, now I have to rip up your floor and probably your electrical. And then I don't even know if your bathroom's big enough. Like it
Right.
snowballs
Now there's a
from there.
cabinet in the way of the wider door, so we got to
Right.
redo the cabinet. Like, yeah, there's just too many things that have to be touched every time versus if we were. And then, so to your point, what do you think is the change if you've worked on it already? How are you going to change what you're saying to get past those misconceptions? Or do you want to talk about it here? Like, if you're like, I really
Well,
don't. Well,
do you need to change what you're saying, or do you just need to say it more? Like, I think it's
I
just
think I need to say it more.
Yeah, and you are doing that. Like, if you guys don't follow her on
Yeah.
TikTok, Maegan does amazing content, and she's just like hitting the same thing over and over, not in a preachy way, just in like a show, don't tell kind of. Well, sometimes you tell,
yes.
but I think you
Yeah.
show a lot, which is really, I think, what people just need to experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on them. Like, it sucks.
It is. I mean, of course, as business owners, there's so much to do. And like making TikTok
Always.
videos feels like low on the priority list. But last year I was so slow. And I was like, what can I do? Like I just, what is there that I can do right now? And I started making more videos and I was like, oh, this actually brought something. Like it brought something to my business. It brought me clients. It brought me opportunities. Like, so I keep going because of that. But before that, like, I don't know, I was just really, I know it sounds weird, but like I was even confused on my messaging for like the first few
Yeah.
years of my business. I just didn't know how to talk about it. I think it was a lot of, it was like personal, like just personal shit and outside shit. And like, there's a lot of rhetoric in the disability community that like I don't necessarily resonate with. And so I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to add to that more, but I just didn't know how to speak about it, even though I was doing it,
Do
It
you
was
get
weird.
pushback from the disabled community?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
like when people are like, well, this
About
isn't
what?
accessible. Like there's a bathtub there, or like that's not a
Specific
32-inch
needs are very
countertop.
specific. So if like it
Yeah.
doesn't meet their specific needs, then you're not fully 100% accessible,
Right.
Or if
right?
it's just
I'm
like doesn't
speaking
have
for you.
every
Sorry.
single need, or like there's nothing here for people with low vision or people with hearing
Right.
loss. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I hear you.
So there is that like it's like an all or nothing. They're
Hmm.
saying like, well, you didn't get something for everybody, so then I don't want to see it. It's kind of that's how it feels to me. It's just
Yeah.
it's
Well,
not it's not enough almost is that kind of critique.
yeah, but then like the able-bodied people are like, that's too much. I'm not putting in a curbless shower. Like I had one comment this week on TikTok, and of course, like these are TikTok comments. We take it with a grain of salt,
Oh my
but it
God,
was
yeah.
really funny. And it was like, yeah, I can't afford a home now. So why would I add in accessibility features? And I was like, well, if affording a home is a problem now, it's probably going to be a problem in the future. So do it now. And they're like, well, why would I spend $600,000 on a home and then put in $100,000 of accessibility features? And I'm like, I don't, I, we're done. Like
Like
Yeah.
it's nothing for
I can't even have
like
this conversation. That's not how it
you're
is.
not who I'm talking to is almost
Right.
the answer of like my person, my ideal client is going to understand this because maybe they had a parent or a family member or they're just aware that hey, this is going to happen to me no matter what I want and they want to be planning. It's the same person who's buying life insurance. Like I can't buy
Yeah.
a home so I can't buy life insurance. You're like, yeah, okay, those are different problems. They're not conflated together. Like
And you're
Yeah,
accessibility
not
and
exactly.
you affording a home are two different things. If you live in a rental, it still needs to
right.
be accessible for you too. Like you need to
Hmm.
think
But it
about
might
those
not be. And
things.
you're
Like,
not saying drop everything and renovate your house right now, everybody. Like, it's just
yeah.
if you are renovating, this is your opportunity. Like, look at it as an opportunity,
100%.
not as like a pain in the ass. I think there's so much like in our culture about accessibility being a pain for able-bodied people to deal with, which it's
Mhm.
so like I've said this in our interview before, and you know this. One of my best friends growing up from 6th grade has used a wheelchair her whole life. So like I've been involved, not involved, but like a witness to what happens. And it's been one of the greatest gifts of my life because I get to see it. Like to me, it is an opportunity. And there's so much that can easily be shifted and not overhauled to make things easier for people.
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. Like if you're gonna go through the process of building a home or renovating a home, like think about it now, because if I don't know, like things happen. That's life. But
Things
some
Yeah.
people don't
will
like to talk
happen.
about that. Yeah. I also
No.
think kind of going back to what you were saying, Shaun, about like it's not enough. The terms for accessibility, I get really hung up on because like my eyes were open to this. We're using the wrong terms, especially in residential. And every like presentation I give, I start here because even in the industry, I hear it all the time where people are like, I want my house to be ADA. They
Right.
don't even say ADA compliant. They just say ADA. And I'm
ADA.
like,
And you're
that's a
like, you
very,
don't. Like
no, you don't. That's like a very specific set of guidelines. Like
It wasn't a
you have,
legal act that happened to
yeah, I'm
America.
like, okay,
Like,
that's like a piece of legislation that was in
right.
1990. It has 5 titles. Only one of them is like all I go into
Right.
like a spiel.
yeah.
But I'm like, no, like you don't necessarily need that for your home. It's really only applicable to like public spaces. But even like the term universal design, I get what people are saying. So I try not to like make them feel bad. But when they're like, I want my house universally designed, it goes back to what you were saying, Shaun. It's like, well, that's a principle that makes the space the most usable by the most amount of people. So,
Hmm.
yeah, my homes
Right.
are not universally designed because I'm rarely taking into account low vision, low hearing, mobility, aging, children, old people, young people. You
You
know what I'm
can't
like?
yeah, you're trying to
I'm
customize it as a
customizing.
designer for your clients still. Yeah.
Hmm. So even aging in place has its own set of rules. But like I see it all the time, like even with builders who are trying to tackle this, they'll be like, it's universally designed or universal design. I just think it's like, it sounds good. So we use it. Like it sounds, but maybe better than accessible to some people or whatever. I don't know. But I like accessible. I like barrier free design. I just think like the goal of how we're approaching things is important from the start and what terms we're using.
I hear that. It's part of what's standing out to me too is sort of this idea of that, like, I think the messaging that's confusing for the people who don't need it is that they don't see themselves in it, which is totally your point of, oh, like, I'm talking to my people, but it's like secretly you're all my people is maybe even part of the joke. Like, hey,
Yeah.
a lot of you like to like jump in the comments, but it's because I'm not talking to the you right now. I'm talking to the you in the future. Like,
Yeah.
Or your parent or
I'm talking
like
to,
somebody
yeah,
that's going to
yeah.
visit your home. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
just
talking
come
to you.
on.
I'm talking to your parents. I'm talking to your friend who broke her
Here it
ankle.
comes.
I'm talking to like your family members who want to visit you, but they avoid it because everything in your home makes it hard on them. Like, I'm talking to those people, or I'm talking to that version of you, and you don't know that that's, you know what it comes down to? It's, you can't create the needs awareness with someone who doesn't want to see it yet. So that's probably the unfortunate part in the similarity to, I bring up life insurance because a friend of mine works in it, and it's the same type of struggle of like, okay, we're talking to the wall here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to acknowledge the pain, the discomfort, the frustration, the annoyances, all the adaptations that have to be made later. It's like a hard topic that they don't want to hear about maybe. And they're just like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pretend that's not my
People are
issue when in
scared, I
reality it
think.
is.
I think people are scared, and I think,
I
Megan, you
agree.
do a good job of making it not scary. Like, this doesn't have to
Yeah.
be catastrophic and your life is over. Like, you're
There's things we can
living proof
do.
of that. Well, like, your life isn't over because you have different needs. Like, you just have to shift the way that some
Mm-hmm.
things work and you access things.
Well,
You
and I
still
say all the
are
time,
alive.
like, like traveling solo is still really hard for me. I've only done it twice in the 17 years. And you guys know me. Like, I'm very
Yeah.
independent and able. But
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
because hotel rooms are so unpredictable and I'm like, I don't want to take the risk. So like I bring a friend or my husband or something to like help me because there's always something. There's always like one thing that I can't do. But like
Right.
I live in my home by myself. My husband travels all the time. He doesn't help me in there. It's just like once I realize that I'm like, oh, it's not me. It's the space. Like
Right.
it's just the way that things are set up. So
And the
yeah,
people
that's
that are out in the world. Like my friends
Mm-hmm.
just told me nightmare stories about needing to get an Uber and just the like blatant harassment and like terrible, terrible behavior and words. Like I can't believe like somebody would say the things that people have said to her just because
Mm-hmm.
she called an Uber. Like it's
no,
insane.
it's yeah, I can only imagine. I've
Like, our
had my
world
own
can be,
experiences too.
yeah, our world and the people in it can sometimes be very
Well,
unkind.
it's
And
unpredictable and I mean, that's like a safety issue. Like you're stranded somewhere and nobody will
Mm-hmm.
pick you up. So I could see like where you're just out of your normal environment that it would be scary. And just as a
Yeah,
woman, like traveling alone is scary. Like, so yeah.
100%. I had a panic attack. Not really, but I'm being dramatic. But I had almost had a panic attack after the Beyonce concert in Vegas. I went
Oh,
last summer
yeah.
with my sister. Yeah, it was amazing. Best concert I've ever been to. But it was at the Allegiant Stadium, and I've never been to that stadium before, which, like, talk about not being universally designed. That
oh,
was annoying. But
really?
anyways, like if you guys have been to the Allegiant Stadium, I think the way that they try to offload people is they try to get people over that bridge, which is like a shut down highway bridge, like bridge over the highway, and you like end up in
Yeah.
Mandalay Bay. Well, that bridge is long and it's really steep and there's so many people. And of course, we're like wearing Beyonce outfits. Like my sister's wearing heels, and I'm like, I'm not gonna make her push me up and down this like half-mile bridge.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
So
yeah.
we took a cab there. The guy, I was like, can I get your number to like call to pick me up? Because he was super nice. And he was like, no. And then he told me that like there's pretty much like one accessible cab in Las Vegas after like 9 p.m. Maybe it was
The
10.
fuck?
I was like, this is Vegas.
What?
Yeah. I was like, what? I was like, you
We're
don't think
not all
wheelchair people like
grandmas
to
here.
party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was like, good luck with that. And I was like, thank you. So
And
anyways, like
thanks
calling
for not
Ubers, you
giving
never
me
know
your
what car
number.
you're going to get. We kept getting like giant Tahoe's Escalades, like, the seats like up here. I'm like, there's
Like you
no
can't
way I'm
transfer
getting.
into them easily.
Yeah. So me and my sister was fine because she was just like, la, 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 la. I'm over here like, I need to get home. It's like 2 a.m. I'm in this like crazy, disgusting, weird parking lot. And we ended up like getting my ass into a Tesla and I felt better. But you know what? I did meet a wheelchair friend and she was here in Arizona and I worked on her bathroom in that parking lot.
Oh, really?
So that was worth it. Yeah. We became friends.
While
That's
you
a
were just
fun
like
story.
talking
You guys were
and
both
like,
waiting.
There was like, yeah, I like spotted her and I was like, wheelchair friend. After a little while, like I gave it some time. And I was like, all right, like I went over and I was like,
now
so
I'm
what's
going.
going on? Now I was like, we're in this together. If you get a
Yeah.
car, if I get a car, we're getting in this car together. We ended up not sharing a car.
Aw.
But yeah, and then she was like, I don't know, we just started talking, told her about my business, and she was like, I need to remodel my bathroom. And I've been looking
Oh
for
my
someone
God,
like
that's
you.
so cool.
Yeah. So I did like a little
What?
design package for her. So yeah, I made lemons into lemonade literally at the Beyonce
Come on,
concert.
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
See? Come
But I was like,
on.
I will
Yes.
never do that again. Like if someone invites me to Allegiant Stadium after dark, I will be paying for like a limo to wait the whole time or something. Like I will not
Yeah,
be
it's
doing that
like,
again.
okay, great. We're gonna have to have a driver with an accessible vehicle that's paid for, planned for, booked,
Yeah.
ready, like has my name on a placard. Like, let's
But
go.
just like those things you don't think about, especially like
Yeah.
we're pretty, I live my life pretty well and like things are pretty accessible commercially, I would say, like especially in America, at least from like my experience, especially when I have somebody with me. Like my sister's a strong little girl. Like we can do a lot of things together. We cannot get into Escalades. We
Yeah.
realized. But
That's a
anything
big
else,
jump up for sure.
oh my
And
gosh, it's huge.
if your husband is with you, then also yes, like you guys have
Yeah, he
learned
can do
really like
anything.
how to adapt your
But
situations
that
with each
sucks
other.
to have to feel
Yeah, I
like
don't
you're
want to rely
relying
on
on
him. He
someone.
can't. He's not invited to the Beyonce concert. It's not his vibe.
Yeah.
So,
Sort of these like small invisible impacts that are definitely creating resistance and friction and wear and tear on everything in your life, like emotionally and otherwise. And everybody else, it's like out of sight, out of mind for them. If they're like, well, I don't need it, so everything's fine. Oh, I don't mind stepping up over a curb. I don't mind that little uneven sidewalk. It's fine until it isn't. So I'm glad
Yeah.
you talk about it, and I'm really happy that you've still continued to like. I mean, we have to be really like from the hotties who are here. Megan's joined us on our Patreon. Obviously, she's part of our loyal hotties, but she was also one of our like very first interviews back in 2020.
Oh, really? Is that
Um,
long ago?
Rebecca.
Well,
probably.
that we
Megan
interviewed
was
her.
episode 19. That's how far back we are.
I didn't even know.
Dang.
Megan, you were like
OG.
you were in that like freshman class kind of for when we first
Exciting.
started the show. Yeah. That was a big like so you're at the time you weren't even sure if accessibility was really going to be where you continued to lean in. And I remember when you were like, you know what, I'm going to keep going. And it was as you kept going through 2021 and into 2022, you're like, no, this is it. Like I'm staying with this. And you weren't even sure if that was really where it was going to stay when we first talked to you.
But yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like I've struggled with like leaning into the niche. Also, like I'm going to be really real. The interior design business model is not really well suited to an underserved population, like people with disabilities. And so like trying to
Mhm.
offer a luxury service to a not luxury clientele has been interesting and something I'm still working out. But I'm like, there's something here. I just haven't like, it just hasn't like gotten there yet, but I'm close. I think I'm closer obviously now than ever, but
Yeah.
it's interesting because I attract a lot of people who have $500 to renovate a bathroom, like literally. And I want to help you, but like I can't. Like it's just it's been hard for me to be like I can't be involved in that,
Yeah.
but like I wish you the best.
Like I can consult with you. That's about it.
For
But
$500.
that's eating your budget. Like, yeah, there's
Yeah.
not much
Yeah.
I can help. There's not much I can actually tangibly get you done with that. And it takes way more than that to create like a proper remodel now. So
Yeah. I mean,
it's
even like the
hard.
state of Arizona, I think has a grant program. I don't know. It might not be called a grant, but it's like some weird number, like $5,230 to $7 or something. to like renovate a bathroom. And I'm like, and I know the people who do it. And I'm like, how do you do that for that? And they're like, we don't. Like, we lose money every single job. And I'm like, I don't understand how that works.
I
Like, I
don't
don't
do that.
understand the
Like,
nonprofit world at all. But I'm like, what? What do
Yeah.
you mean you lose money? Like, how have you been doing that? So, it's hard. It's a hard place to be, but I don't know. I think like I have just like a bigger vision for accessibility that I hope can be a better consistent revenue stream, and then I can be more selective and still offer like that traditional luxury service and be more selective with that.
Yeah. And I think
yeah.
integrating into people's houses before a need possibly arises is the way to do that for the most part. I have a consultation with you next week that I've
Mm-hmm.
been trying to make happen for a while. But I have a client who they are aging in place, and unfortunately, one of the spouses passed recently before we could make the home fully accessible for them. And it was, I'm not going to get into any details, but it was really sad because there was definitely times where they needed an accessible first floor bathroom.
Yeah.
So she's committed though to now having that for herself because she wants to stay. And I'm really excited to get some ideas from you with what planning I've already done. And you're going to help me poke some holes in things that I've maybe missed and find like elegant solutions for the home to just stay. Because it's a very nice, like to the opposite of what you're saying, this house is very nice. It's really large. It's beautiful. And it's a little bit historic. So finding ways to integrate, accessibility into that, I'm excited to try or do. We're doing it.
Yeah, I'm excited to work with you on that too. And I say that like our seniors are the gateway drug to accessibility.
You're right.
Because like most people have a parent or a grandparent, and like that's a really good relatability to that accessibility, but not everyone's going to know someone who's a quadriplegic.
Right. And you
And
see somebody struggling through a situation, like whether it's a surgery or an illness or whatever, and you're like, oh, like I want to stay in my house forever. So let me make this work for that possible scenario.
Especially now. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to move. Nothing's wrong with my house, but I just am like, man, that'd be fun.
Right. Same.
I
And I'm like,
mean, yeah.
wait a minute. It's crazy out there. Not
No,
leaving my
don't do
interest
that.
rate.
Don't do
I
that right
know.
now. No. But and then I think
No.
what you just said is like, okay, the seniors are our gateway drug. And I'm just because we're all uniquely kind of right here generationally at this point because we're all so hot and young still. I'm just pointing out that one of the more frequent conversations that me and my millennial era friends are having is that we are all in common having our parents going through their aging, and like whether we're just reaching awareness that, oh my gosh, my parents are considered old, or there are continued health issues coming up. I feel like even more now, there's going to be a ton of millennials paying attention to like, what do I do to help the seniors around me? Because oftentimes the parents aren't going to be doing it themselves, or they don't see the need. And so it's going to be someone else, like their children or the people around them who care, who are bringing it up to them of like, Ma, you can't, this bathroom just like doesn't work right for you. It's not supporting you enough anymore. We need to start talking about this and bringing this up. And hopefully, like through the lens of a child or someone who cares about them, who's going to have to help fill in those gaps or be called on to do that, it might create some more of that movement that you need to kind of like get them off their asses a little bit. And like,
100%. I
let's
say that
get
all the time
moving.
too. No, you're so right. Because I also think like Gen X and millennials, like our tolerance for bullshit is lower than the people before us. We don't have as
Yes.
much pride. We have a lot more understanding. Like honestly, boomer clients are some of the hardest to work with because there's so much pride.
Okay. I was also going to
Yeah.
bring this up. I'm sorry to all my boomer audience, but I feel like boomers have done so much damage to homes based on aesthetics and like accessibility things. Like there's so many extra fucking steps up and down. Like I see it constantly in bathroom remodels. I'm sure you do too. Where like, why do we step up, take 2 steps, and then step down to get into a slippery shower? And I know this was remodeled by somebody born in the
Somebody
40s.
did it. Yeah.
Like constantly, like there's so many weird things that I don't know if there was like, oh, this is cool, like to add more steps and angles and weird
To add more trips
things.
to the hospital, more hazards.
Yes.
Also, it reminds me of those houses where, like, everybody's seen these on Zillow or whatever. There's like a bad addition made where like they couldn't get the right slope in the drain pipe from a toilet, so they like put the bathroom up on a platform by 4
Exactly.
inches. It's like it's always something silly like that. But yet in those houses, it's giving we did it on purpose, and this was the intended overall
'cause there's
solution was
nothing
step up
under
and
it.
step down, or like sunken tubs were big in the 70s, which it's like in a way it's kind of cool, but like to be in it and then you're at ground level is a little funky. Like there were definitely some decisions made that they were just like, we don't give a fuck. We'll
Or
just
like
deal with it later.
I
Or
was in a house yesterday where the shower door opens halfway because it hits the front of the toilet. Like, what? Like,
fuck that.
the shower
Hate
doesn't
that.
fit here. Like, I
Yeah,
had
we
to
needed
go
a different
sideways
door
to get in.
solution.
Oh my
Or no
God.
door at
Sideways.
least.
Like,
Like,
yeah, I'm sorry, it's
or
time to
smaller
change to a
toilet.
curtain or like
Yeah, there's like 10 things that could be done differently.
I mean, even like
wall-mounted toilet, anything. Like
anything. Like sunken living rooms are coming back. And though, like, as much as I love the concept and the vibe and the pictures, I'm like, nightmare. Like, honestly, I will say,
Yeah.
like, that's one thing I'm like, I would actually love to design with a sunken living room, but I can't because that's like against my entire philosophy and morals. But I see why. Like, it looks cool.
if you could make like a chic, okay, wait, I'm not
Do
saying
like a
it can't.
circular ramp, like,
But like,
Yeah.
does it like, or does it like, some of those like eased mid-century edges where it's like,
Mm,
ooh, you know
like
what,
a
this will make sense.
skateboard bowl.
Like, yeah,
A
okay,
half
kind of,
pipe?
but like,
A
no, but
half
like
pipe.
a shallow version where instead of like a more intentional ramp, it's sort of like this eased curb. Okay, Megan, this will make sense. The curbs in Arizona are all like this, where they just
Yes,
kind
they
of
are.
like slowly slope up off of the street up to the
Mhm.
sidewalk height. How do you take almost that type of subtle curve to like stretch it out? It would have to be a really big conversation pit in order to get an
Yeah.
edge or a profile where you had a really smooth transition. But that would be so wicked if you had one of those really big modern homes where you had space to allow a big sufficient walkway to just slowly roll, almost like
Like
a
roll
shore.
into it.
It just slowly rolls into the conversation pit. Like
Yeah. You
it
need to
would be
trademark that name, The
insane.
Shore.
The
Like
shore
that's what
conversation
yeah.
pits.
Yeah.
of like a,
I think it'd be so cool in like a
It just like
commercial space,
slowly rolls
obviously.
in,
it would
right?
be a huge
Yeah.
room, like to have
I hope
the
it to be
slope
huge.
be right.
But
But
like if you were like walking away from a big modern kitchen, slowly you hit like a transition point and it starts to kind of curb in, and at the end is just like this big kind of wraparound pit that you've
I don't
gone
know.
into.
That seems like it'd
Or
be
for like a
dangerous too.
backyard.
Oh
A
yeah.
backyard would be cool for that.
Yes.
And then you just
Great
like
way
put
to do
drains in the
that.
middle. Yeah. I could see that in a backyard.
Great way to do
Because
that.
if it's super like slow too, you could even have like a little section of ramp that's like completely flat, but it's like blended
Yes.
really nicely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ah. See, the thing is
So
that like we know designers could do this better. It's
Mhm.
that the limitations of the world we live in and the way that our clients are living, we have to have real solutions, which is why you're choosing to stay focused with that. And I think it's
Mhm.
really important work. And I think it's important, like honestly, I think it's important for all designers if we're just saying it out loud. Like it's not just those of us who have a client need. I really do feel like it's a disservice in design that we're not most designers are not putting blocking in walls for railings in the future in their
Mhm.
bathrooms. If they're
Well, and
if
I
they're looking at like NKBA standards and things, they might be, but a lot of designers don't have that training and education, and they get it past code inspection, but nothing else,
A lot of
and that's
contractors are
really
doing it though.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we owe it as our industry to elevate the conversation of all designers about accessibility and how we live in our homes and like how do we tailor. It's totally part of our value add as designers anyway to talk about how we can customize a home. You're just being very
Or like when you
specific about
design a
something.
nursery, you don't just design it for a baby for the next 30 years. Like you're thinking about this baby's life is going to change and it
That's
needs
so
to
true.
flex. So it's like the same thing, just down the road.
Yeah. It's like you don't want to repaint this room in a year or two. Like, let's pick a paint color at least that can get them to like age 10.
Yeah, or design custom furniture around a crib. Like we're going to make it
Yeah,
so a
that's a
bed
really
can
good
fit in
point.
Can we
there.
make it fit at least a twin size bed, please? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
My gosh. Well, I know we were also talking about a couple things that you wanted to. You said you had a list you were running, and as soon as
I
you said you
did.
had a little notepad list of thoughts, whether they're industry related, a little shady, I would love to
We
devour
love
a
a
few of those
prepared
together.
guest.
I
We
know.
love
Well,
it.
I just was like, you know what? I'm going to probably keep it running. I'll talk about it with you
Yes.
guys next time. I'll just keep it going or like in my little designer circles.
Yes.
Okay, I have a few
Yes.
thoughts. Have you guys seen some designers setting up their portfolio by room on their website?
I've
Or
seen
have you
a
heard of
few,
that?
I've seen it
like 2 or 3
filter
of
by
them.
it.
Oh, filter. I'm like kind of interested in that. I don't necessarily want to take that on, but I think from like a client perspective, I could see why that's beneficial. If it's like
For
I'm designing a
sure.
living room, I want to see all the living rooms.
I had it on my old version, and there's a way to do it pretty easily with plugins, like because it's just almost like a blog post, like that you add tags and filters. So I wonder if you could
Mhm.
have it set up by project, but then a section that is search by room type, and then you have it set up almost like a little mini blog.
Like a filter page.
Because I do think you're
Yeah.
right. Like I'm working on a kitchen. I want to see this
Show me
girl's
all your
kitchens.
kitchens. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. That was a thought that I was like, oh, like I saw that maybe last year for one of the
Yeah.
first times. And I was just like, I like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk with Renee at Tandem. I know she's your bestie too, because she did my website and be like, can you build that
She
out?
would know.
I
Oh,
need to
yeah.
get better at like not doing things myself. I'm too in the weeds. Like even this
100.
week, I was like, what did I do this week? Like, what did I get done? I've been nothing but busy, blah, 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 running around. And I'm like, I like worked on design for like a blip.
Oh,
That's
I
not
know.
good.
I had a lot of admin this week that is just focused on like back and forth with some sketches and like talking to the cabinet guy of like how do we like I shared on last episode, I'm working on this like wall mount TV behemoth kind of thing that I'm trying to figure out, and it's fun, but it's also not fun. Like it's not
But
the
that's
fun
design.
isn't going back and forth trying to figure it out and make sure we could
Mhm.
do it and what it's not the minutia of what we do every day. The fun is, hey, we get to do something cool and custom, which that will be fun.
And you're
But
billing for it. It's not like
yeah,
stuff that you're
I'm
unbillable,
not
which
unpaid, but
yeah.
it's not.
But yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
want
like
to
There's
use all my
plenty
time
of stuff
on that.
is unpaid, and we just have to do.
Do it
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just one of
exactly.
those like drains though, I feel, where you're like, you kind of procrastinate it and you kind of don't want to do it. And like, I don't know, that's what I do. And I'm just like,
I
I just feel like
procrastinate
that's going to
doing
take
design.
forever. I do too.
Yeah, I have to
And
wait.
like,
I have to wait till I'm like in the right state of mind. It's like, ooh,
yeah.
red lines for drawings. I gotta wait till I'm really focused because I can't be interrupted.
Or like I need 3 hours. Like, because once I get in it, I'm not going to want to get out of it, and I'm going to be pissed. And then I feel like I'm going to avoid it again because I was like ripped out of that headspace.
Yeah, and it'll take you like 20 minutes or more just to get back into the headspace when you sit down again.
And it's a mess.
So,
Like I just make a big mess when I'm designing too. So I have to like be ready to commit to that experience of my office.
let alone the cleanup, because I still
For
can't.
sure.
Even if I'm in, Rebecca, you're mostly designing in your studio space now, or at your home office too?
No, yeah, I'm not working from home very
Not-
much.
Yeah, and Megan, you're at your studio mostly now too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I feel terrible when I leave it a mess, but I do like being able to leave it a mess when I'm in the middle of like design messiness phase of just like my conference table is just, I mean, it's a travesty right now, but it's a good travesty.
See, I can't.
Yeah, I
because
learned the
share
beauty
it.
of the go
Yeah.
back basket.
Yeah.
Just like have a
And
basket, you
just
throw all
dump
the stuff
'em.
that you have to go put everything back.
You guys, I gotta
Yes.
say that
It's been stuck
baker's
for like 2
rack,
months.
the commercial baker's rack is a game changer.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what is that?
What do you
Oh, I
mean? I mean, I
shared
know what a
it.
baker's rack is in
I
general,
shared
but
it on our newsletter maybe last month. Someone I know, I've seen other designers do this. So you get a commercial baker, they're called speed racks or something, that are on wheels, like Uline sells it. So it's like
yeah.
this heavy duty, and then you get the heavy duty commercial baking pans that are like 20 by 30. They're huge. And it holds 10 racks or 20. And it's
This is like what IKEA uses to hold their plastic trays, but it holds the bigger ones you're talking about. And you slide them in
I
on the
guess, yeah, like
yeah.
it's what like
Yes.
a
It's like
baker
for
would put
bussing.
croissants on.
Yeah.
It's like holds them for proofing. Like I think the restaurants use them for everything. Yeah, so it's super heavy duty. These rocks are the things they come in a height and then a full height. And so I've used one of the hotties sent me how she uses hers, and she uses little alligator claw clips to stick on the end of it and then she labels that clip with the client in the room. So I do that, and it is so amazing. So in
And you
like
just roll it around.
one like 30 by 30 footprint, I must have 20. We have 20 trays. So you can just
Dang.
pull it
Not
out, work on it, and then like it fits rug samples.
this would
That's a
replace
good idea.
this would get rid of one of the shelving racks that I have in my materials room that kind of like covers up a window. And it would be much more compact to just have that instead of this like 4 foot by, this like behemoth I have. Like this would be
Mhm.
better.
And I can
Shows
start
you that
like
I did not check the links that went into that newsletter.
I
Rebecca did
don't-
it, and I was like, "Cool." Rebecca
or
put a
watch my
link. I didn't even.
stories.
I
Um,
didn't. Girl, if
it was
someone said,
weeks
"Did you see
ago.
my stories lately?" The answer is no. Like I am so
I don't care. I'll share
rarely
it with
in
you. I'll show
stories.
you. But also makes it so if I get a good cute sample, I'm like, ooh, that would be good for that project. I can just start like squirreling things away and not
Mhm.
worry about, oh, I'm taking up a tray. Like, because I used to only have so many project trays that I didn't want to have 20 things
Yeah,
going.
Especially if you're
that's
doing
For different
multiple
so
rooms.
smart.
projects, you need 20 trays, and then another project needs 20 more trays. Then you're suddenly just
Yeah,
inundated.
I could
Like,
definitely,
Yeah.
Claire and I share it right now, but I could definitely see us each wanting one.
oh, completely.
Okay, well, we're
Recommend.
gonna have to go find
Good
those
idea.
links.
We'll put it in the show notes for the hotties we'll make sure we do
Yeah.
that because we'll put it back in there.
I mean, they're not like super cheap, but I do think the quality of them is awesome. So
Yeah, because
recommend.
right now I'm just utilizing trays and even like magazine holders. Like I'll put stuff, but sometimes like things get lost or like they don't fit
Floppy.
floppy or they get like a little bent, and I'm like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah, and then now you're gonna have to put it out for the presentation
Yeah, and
again.
redo it all
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, or the little bags that I have. Like I have those like zippy project bags, and yeah, those aren't good for paint swatches or.
Mm.
Honestly, the rug samples of it all are always the thing that are like, what am I doing? Like, I want to pull this
Yeah.
aside, but what am I doing? I can't put it anywhere.
Like, what do I do with it now? And I usually end up folding it and then trying to keep it somewhere. Or
Yeah.
like I'll
Or
fold it in
just laying
half.
it.
Or just lay it at the bottom and let everything else sit on it, which is also silly. Yeah, I like this idea. I'm glad you brought it up again. I'm
Yeah.
sorry for
Here.
didn't know.
Sorry we missed it.
Ah,
I promise
Oh
we
my
love you. We follow you.
I know.
Fine.
You guys,
I
honestly, you
know.
guys never show up on my stories. And so if you like see me go and like a bunch of your stuff one day, it's because I'm trying to
It's
get you back
'cause
in my algorithm.
Oh,
I've noticed that if I am with it for a while and like I'm like if I look at an email or I get your emails, I actually have quite a few of the hotties in my emails just because I'm like, what's everyone doing? And even if I'm not like catching up in real time anymore, I still really do. I definitely have enjoyed more newsletters lately just because I can't keep up in real time. And I don't know if that's if that's a lot of people. I really wish I had access to that kind of information. I'm sure like
what do you
not
mean?
I would love
Like
to know
our
if that's like a
newsletters coming back?
trend. Like our newsletters still capturing people's attention? What is the like overall in the industry of newsletters? Is there like a lean in on that over more
I think
instant
people like want
news?
some more
Like,
long form stuff. I mean, how are you guys feeling about
yeah.
Substack?
I
I've
mean,
never
I
gone
don't
on
want to
there.
pay to get into people's information when I feel like it was part of free information for a long time. Like if I'm going to pay, it's going to be from someone or some topic that I really need and want
And I
specialty
totally
information.
get like bloggers were like doing a lot of, well, they were getting
Or
paid through
do,
ads before. So like there was a reason for them to do quote unquote free work. But now that has all shifted and they're not getting the ad revenue. So like,
yeah.
yeah, why spend hours and hours for people to just consume a lot of free information that also if there's a DIY involved or like even more beyond that. But it's like there's a ceiling on how many Substacks I can subscribe to. Like I'm spending $500 a month on Substack.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
It's just like that subscriptionizing of everything.
I know.
So now basically it's turned into like blogger OnlyFans is what Substack is becoming. And
Right.
it's like, I mean, I'm just
100%.
like, how many OnlyFans are you subscribing to? Like, how many do you need? How many
0.
things are like, and I think Substack is going to become that for a lot of people of like, well, I don't want to just keep paying for access to something
But
unless I
also, like,
really
why
love
would they
you.
do it then? Like, so it sucks because, like,
I
why would
know.
the creator write things like that?
Don't you think
Yeah,
it's
like
part
if
of a
you
cycle though for a lot of people? Like they start front load free, then we've got to ratchet it down because I don't have time or access. Like a lot of us also were putting out a lot of information for free and for DIY and we were doing that early and then as things got busier and we realized how our energies just would not be able to feed that and a business, we had to pull like I don't blog that much at all anymore. Like I was, but it's now like I don't need that as a stream for my business or I don't get the same reward out of feeding into it. I don't know.
Well, it's also who's the audience?
that too. Like, but like if your information is the
Mhm.
business, then I understand monetizing it. But like I think for us, our information we're putting out there is to get business. Like the information itself isn't the business, it's like the design client. So like
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like if I had a best friend who was like a journalist, I'd be like, yeah, girl, go on Substack. Get that
Like
bag. Like
you're already
get
because
paid.
they're already doing the work of that anyway. We
Yeah.
already wouldn't be doing that type of work in our
Yeah.
regular like day-to-day business. I don't end up writing enough information that could go on a Substack.
Right. Like for me, blogging is like for SEO. It's for when people ask me a question, I can direct them to that. Like I can send them a link
Uh,
to if I've already answered it there. It's for just like almost a stream of consciousness, but not in a way where it's like that's going to stand on its own as like value, you know? Like,
Right.
mhm.
but like
It
at
could
some
be,
point, I'm sure like it has value, but just not enough in and of itself.
Yeah.
yeah, you're not like doing big reveals or like the old school like
Or like
DIY or
research
like how
papers.
to. Yeah. I feel like though
Yeah.
you of all of us could probably have a monetized Substack though, Megan, like because you could put
Yeah.
actual value of information that people could
I
build
would love to
from.
do a coffee table book one day because I love coffee
Hmm.
table
Mm.
books
Put it
of
out there.
like mostly pictures, but I need more pictures. So I feel like that's like a legacy project for me.
Or
I
could
like
you do
that.
it as a kind of collaborative project where you're doing more of like a curation with some of yours
Mm,
and some of others that you're admiring and make
that's
it like
true.
a little field trip kind of a thing?
Ooh,
That'd be fun.
like what Natalie Papier did with like
Yeah.
art, but it's like here's beautiful interiors, but
Examples.
also like here's an example. It's a curbless shower, but it's the most gorgeous setting. And like here's a
Mm-hmm.
designer. Like I feel like if you could pull like all those people together of
Examples.
show me a project that adapted something from a homeowner and we can write that story together and like talk about that together because I do think there are designers. We're all doing this in our jobs. Like
Mm-hmm.
we
Yeah.
have beautiful spaces that we did take those things into consideration, but when we talk to our ideal audience, they aren't. That's not for them necessarily, but it is something that other designers would appreciate seeing, and I feel
Actually,
like
Natalie Papers is a good example because she does in that book Start with the Art. She does some education in it. So like
Yeah.
there are different chapters of like different ways of starting with art and then like how to apply it to your life. I don't
No, that's
know.
really genius. That's really genius. I've
Like
thought
don't
about
wait is
that.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's in my future, but yeah, you just like I said, we get so caught up in the day, and then it's like I'll do that when I'm 50.
Girl, call Tashin tonight. Like, tell them.
Yeah. Get an
Totally.
editor. It's a
Get
shit
an
ton of work.
editor.
I know it is a
Yeah.
ton of work. And I'm just like, man, could they though? If you were like, I feel like you could do that 100%.
I'm thinking of it that way because that's what I was thinking. Like, it's gonna take my whole career to get enough.
Yeah, then you're not going to want
photos.
to.
Yeah, probably
But
not.
this is where editors get the PR people together and they say, make a call out to all your designers to pitch a project back that had a feature or a story where we can talk about something you did for that client. And then we are the aggregator of that. And you put it through the Maegan Blau lens of talking about those
Honestly,
things. Like,
reach out to Natalie because she had a really great, I guess she's an editor. That must be her job. Yeah. Who helped her curate because she actually credited every artist on the like there's so much work that they put into that and
yeah.
I mean I have some photos in it and it took probably 2 years of from when they first asked me to give them photos to when it actually came out, but she helped the woman who helped the editor did a lot of that legwork. So
Yeah, that's something
let
I
'em
would love to be
know.
like creative director on,
Yeah.
like the Miranda Priestley that we always talk about.
Yes.
Yes.
Kelly Wurstler coming in with our
And
bag. Like,
the writing, the educational part, like your like zone of
Yeah.
genius part.
totally, but like less in the putting it all together and figuring out how to be an editor part.
Right.
You know?
I bet you could pitch this, honestly.
Okay. I'm gonna put
Do
it on
it.
my list.
Add it.
Add it in my notes app is getting crazy.
I
Yeah.
love this.
One thing about us is we will always give everybody another business idea.
That's like I think that's my
That's
job.
your superpower, Rebecca. I
That's
feel like
my
you're-
job.
My job is telling other people what to do.
This
for
is
a
why we
job
also
less.
responded so well to like sitting down and talking with Renee Bush at Tandem. And like was like, she will always have another idea where you're like, well, that's close, but and she's like, that's cool. I got this other one that's like, doop, here's another one that we
One's
can
on
fill
deck.
in. Like,
You need another
yeah.
business model? Here you go.
You need another way to like think of approaching this conversation or brainstorming. Yeah, there's like always a
Mhm.
million ideas, which is also part of what's exciting about our industry is that it is about learning how to like hit that, not magic, but find that thing that resonates and then stay on the crest of the wave constantly. So
And then do something different. Like that's the other thing is you can keep evolving and growing as your life changes and your
Mhm.
skills do.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you have any more hot takes?
I have been like following the AD features closely.
Okay. Mhm.
okay.
But I have like 3 that I've written down. One being Demi Lovato's house. Have you guys seen that? It was a while ago now. Like
Yeah.
maybe last fall, last summer.
It had a
maybe?
lot of color and pattern, right? Like geometry kind of.
Yeah, but
It was trippy. Like
it was trippy.
I
but
remember it having like some weird details.
I'm now at a point where I'm like, I will never knock a designer because we know the struggles.
Mhm.
It will take me a lot, let me say. It will take me a lot to knock a designer. To me, I looked at her house and I was like, this is what happens when the client is too involved. Like that's the vibe I got. Where like maybe Demi was like, I have this and this and this, like make it work. Because everything to me was out of scale.
Mm.
And
I
like
agree.
the principles of the design were not there. And I think this is like not the biggest hot take. I think our industry is like so sick of seeing these subpar AD features. And like
Right.
maybe AD will never talk to me if by saying that. But I'm like,
Sometimes they're
just
good.
because- no, sometimes they're good. Like I actually, maybe this is a hot take. I don't know. I liked Kendall Jenner's house.
Oh my God, I loved it.
But like she's getting hate on the internet, but I thought it was like designed well.
What I miss from some of them is like, you know what it is you're talking like there's definitely it either hit it or it didn't kind of thing happening. And you feel like, oh, but if they weren't a celebrity, we would have never seen this house. Like if anybody else, this just would have been on Instagram. We never would have seen it published. They would have if it wasn't Demi Lovato's house, they might have told that designer no to publishing it anywhere else. Like
Right.
it's very like that's the part that gets me is I'm like, well, I don't know, would if it wasn't a celebrity, would any other publication have grabbed this? And sometimes the answer is I don't think so. And that's
Yeah.
when I think I take issue with it is it definitely feels like, oh, we're just focusing on celebrities or the principles of design are kind of forgivable if it's going to sell an issue. I like, yeah.
Well, I mean, I've heard one of the editors, I don't know what magazine, I think it was some 80, but they were saying they've always done that though. And I have like 1960s, 1970s issues of AD, and there's always a celebrity component to it because if there wasn't a celebrity on the cover, would you buy it? Like that's also, it does sell the magazines. And I am going to look at Kendall Jenner's home because it's her house and Heidi Collier designed it. But it does sell, and the industry is suffering. It's like one of the most suffering industries. So it
I'm just
sucks.
wondering if there's like people at AD that are like, we have to publish this.
Bethany
we hate it.
Frankel's.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's got to be like people who are like, I wish we didn't have this contract that we have to publish this person's house, but like there's nothing we can do.
I mean, there should be some sort of guideline or like minimum requirement. Like they
I'm
didn't
sure
DIY it at Home Goods. Like, come on.
I'm sure they're saying there's probably quite a few they get pitched from because it's probably PR teams with the celebrities also who are like trying to make sure this happens. And I'm sure I would love to see the ones that don't get published because I'm sure they exist. Like,
Well, it's also hard to get celebrities to do it. So that's the other thing
Yeah.
is celebrities are more and more private. So there's a lot that just won't like they'll never see the light of day because they won't let it happen. Like we'll never see Zendaya's wedding or her house.
We need to see
So-
Zendaya's wedding though.
I know.
I need to see her
I
dress.
really,
I know.
I'm sure we will see something, but it's going to be like later and after. Like it's going to be when it's not as important anymore.
Oh, the NDA's
Yeah.
expired.
Well, or
Yeah,
there's
like
just
the
going to be
3-year
like
anniversary.
there's going to be like a, happy birthday to the love of my life Instagram post. And then it's going to be a picture of them at the wedding where you're like, is that from the wedding? But it won't, like it's a close shot or it's going to be something like that because they don't give me the vibe of like, we want to show it off to you. They've never really been
No,
like
they're
that.
very,
I
very
admire
private.
it. I really admire it. Like yes, we're in plain sight. We're here. That's it. Like,
Mhm.
you don't get to come into our relationship. You
No,
don't
I'm
get to be
here on
let
the
into our
press tour.
home. Like, yeah, there is something really beautiful about that for them. And I'm sure it helps lead to some of their like stability and like
Well,
Yeah.
there's a
make it easier for them to
TikToker.
adapt.
There's a TikToker who her thing is like she's chronicling the Vogue to divorce pipeline. And
Oh my gosh, I've seen that.
it's so funny, but it's so true. Like she goes
It's
through
so
every
true.
huge Vogue wedding that gets published, and it's like a pipeline to a quickie divorce. Like,
I saw
And
that most
so-
recently with Michaela, the makeup influencer on TikTok. This is
Yes.
like probably super niche for those not on
Oh,
TikTok.
this like just happened. Like,
Yeah, the Kim Kardashian girl.
yeah.
Oh,
This
like
hers just happened. Like, okay, guys, by
Yeah.
the way, I'm getting divorced. It was
you're
just
gonna
like
need to sit down for this, but like you've
Yeah.
been separated
the
and
best
struggling.
lighting, the most
it was
Yeah,
the makeup to the gods.
the messaging,
the
it was
comments on
definitely-
that are one of the best. Like
was
we're all like, no
too-
one's surprised. Like we already knew.
But
I
also,
know.
it's so prepared that at some point, like I can understand at some point you're like, well, I guess I gotta say something.
But also, like, you're not our mom and dad. Like, we don't care that much. Like, you're
Stop
25
it,
years
Tommy.
old. Like, come on.
Yeah, she literally, okay, kids, sit down. We have something to share with you.
As though we're
It's
all
so
like,
funny.
like I get it. I mean, I had that moment with when Probably This had their did you guys follow?
But
well, I know Rebecca
they
did.
were a husband duo, and their whole brand was the two of them. Michaela's
Yeah.
the makeup artist that's
Megan,
sitting
did you
at
see
the
that when it
table by
happened
herself.
with Probably
No.
This with Bo
No.
and Matt? It was like a in real time video vlog kind of about them getting divorced.
It was a sit down. Like we didn't even think we were
Yes.
gonna have to.
It was
tell you
very
that.
awkward.
It was like a
and the
podcast
internet.
they did ish, right? Like it was basically a
No,
I
podcast
think
episode
it
of
was
them
a
talking to
TikTok
each other.
video.
No,
I'm thinking
it
of
wasn't
something
that
else.
long.
They may have
It was
made it
like
into one.
it was like a God. I don't even remember how long ago that was now, but it definitely like the gay Twitter definitely was like eating them up, and they were like, "We know which one did this," or "We know. I bet you this
Well, the body
happened," and
language
like.
was so awkward.
It was
and-
so cringe, and it just took me back to did you need to say anything like this? It
Mm.
literally could have just been a picture and a caption, and then that's it. If you really felt you
Respect our
needed to do,
privacy.
like,
The
hey, you
black
won't see us
background with
together.
white
Like,
text.
Yeah. Okay, I need to get myself on gay Twitter. It sounds like
oh my!
I need to
okay,
get. I'm not even on
careful.
Twitter.
I'm
not
like,
even on
be
Twitter.
careful. I'm gonna warn you. You might
Is it
want
just like clips of heated rivalry?
Oh, there's heated rivalry was a big thing. Anytime, I mean, honestly, there are still people who are talking about how Nicole Kidman did the AMC ad. Like it's in so much culture now that like when she goes on interviews, sometimes she talks about how this essentially like recharged her career to do that cringeworthy AMC video. And she donated her time, basically like was unpaid. There's no rights or anything for that because she's an AMC artist. Like she's through the AMC studio, I guess a lot of her contracts happen. I don't understand completely how that works, but she did it like for free as a way to help get people excited about going to the movies in that like sort of post-pandemic like weirdness, which is still occurring. And because it went so viral and like gays were in West Hollywood, there were hundreds dressed up like her that year for Halloween at Carnival in West Hollywood. And they're all in these like black pinstripe business suits with these Nicole Kidman wigs.
What do you mean you're Nicole Kidman in the AMC movie theater?
Yeah, it's just like
gay
crazy
Halloween.
how these things take on an entire life of their own and live in like this subculture. And if you ever asked, like, I'm sure if I asked Rebecca before this, hey, how often do you think about Nicole Kidman in the AMC ad? The answer is like 0.
Now
I
it's a
see
Roman
people
Empire.
talk about it on TikTok, but yeah, I'm not going
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh.
so, gosh, I'm sure we could fill up a whole pickle jar with all of our moments like this.
Pickle jar.
I don't know
Speaking of
where I
gay
was going with
Twitter,
it. Speaking of gay,
Literally.
what is that? What is a pickle jar? Now I have to do that. Yeah,
well, it's a
I
jar
don't
full
know,
of
but
pickles.
it should be something if it's not.
it should be something, and if it's not, at least a full jar of pickles.
Yeah.
So, Maegan, there are some ways designers you can help them though, right?
Yes, I'm here for the people. I offer accessibility consultations. So like Rebecca was saying earlier in the episode, we're doing one next week. So if you do have a project that like needs some accessibility guidance and you're like, I don't know where to start or I don't want to take this on, like call me. I can do it with you as the designer or with you and the homeowner, like whatever vibe is better.
Does it
for
help
you.
to have plans already or like what do you
Yeah.
need?
Yeah,
okay.
I definitely have plans. I always say like plans that are not finalized are ideal. So
Yeah.
if you have just like concepts and ideas, I mean, we can talk through them, but to get the best out of your hour,
Like specifics.
plans, pictures, videos, some specifics is best. And then I've done it like multiple times throughout a project too. So if you need help in like schematic phase, finish phase, like you can, we can keep it ongoing. And then, yeah, I mean, other than that, like I'm doing my best on social media, guys. Like I feel like I'm trying to have like the conversations that I have with you guys and my other designer friends on the phone. I'm trying to like talk that way to the internet now. And it's been
You're
pretty
doing
good.
it. You're doing great.
No, you are doing it. You're not trying to.
doing
You
it.
have been doing it. And
But I feel like
and,
I share a
can
lot of
see
info
that,
on
like,
there.
traction
now.
is slow, you
You
know?
share a lot of info, but I also just admire you for showing up. Like all designers can be doing that. Myself, I need to take my own advice with that. Like you just show up and show yourself and what you're doing and talking about your business and your life and your perspectives on things, which it's scary having hot takes on the internet and you're definitely in there
Guys,
doing it.
is. Like
I'm scared.
I'm
Don't you
serious.
feel like
Like
the traction goes further though if you like have an
Oh,
opinion?
she
Like,
goes
people want
viral.
an opinion. Like
yeah, but so, it's
people
so
want you to have an
interesting.
opinion.
because like when you do have an opinion, you just never know what takes off, and you're like, was that my opinion? Like that was a hot take. I wasn't even trying. Like that's what's interesting. Like I do have that
Taylor
comment
Swift
section.
one, like you barely even said anything, right?
Barely even said anything. And like the comment section of that is my Roman Empire. Like I think about it all the time. It like haunts me because it was my first like crazy comment section where I was like, what? Like half of these people are probably robots. Half of these people are probably people. And you guys say some like
And then
wild shit.
also people show up and say things just to be wild. Like
Yeah.
it's
But then,
it's
I'm
an
like,
offhand
thank
thing they
you.
do for 1 second, you know?
But then other people respond to them and I'm like, cool. Like I had a video pop off last week on TikTok and this week I was like, this isn't my comment section anymore. Like this has nothing to do with me. Like this probably isn't even going to make sense because it doesn't make sense. But there was people in my comments. One guy was like, this was different than the one I posted to Rebecca, but there was a guy who was like, if you go to the gym, you can like avoid old age things. And then one guy was like, my grandma was really fit and she had 0% body fat. And then the response was like, if your grandma had 0% body fat, she would be dead. And then he was like, no, my grandma, like the doctor said she had a body fat between 0 and 5%, and like went into detail. I like couldn't even read it all. Went into details about how her menstrual cycle stopped because of it. And that's
Oh
when
my
I was like,
God.
we are arguing about this poor man's grandma's body fat
And she's
percentage.
probably gone too.
She's probably
so
dead.
can we not talk
And
about
I
her
like,
anymore?
I'm sorry, I was like crying, laughing yesterday. I like had to screenshot it, send it in my like group text, and I was just like, this isn't mine anymore.
And what does this have to do with spinal cord
to the-
injuries? Like,
Yeah, this is to the people. This is the
God.
people's comment section now.
Yeah, I'm just like letting like this is your guys' internet. You guys have it now. I just
Oh.
gave you a venue to start the conversation and be
Yeah.
off with you. Like
But it's
you know what?
kinda-
It's totally
it's
okay
fun.
to not reply to any of the comments.
That's
to
when I stopped.
roast
'Cause,
them
like,
on a
Ugh.
replay.
Yeah, that too.
Repost.
I try to like not put things in writing that I wouldn't want to defend in court. My friend gave me that advice years ago, and I was like, I like to live my life that way.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna put things in writing, be sure it might come back at you. I also watch way too much true crime where I'm like, you're like reading people's like sext messages in a court of law, and I'm like, oh my God, like kill me.
See? And the bank always said, well, I mean, obviously the bank might have been a little unethical at times, but they always would say, write it, regret it. That
Yeah.
whatever you write down,
Say it, forget it.
You could, say it, forget it, write it, regret it, because once you wrote it, it's a public record. We legally have to keep that. We're federally chartered. So that means that email is now part of records of the company. And so the minute you wrote it down and put it in like a document or an agenda or anything, now everybody could know about it.
Which goes both ways, which is like,
which is
I want to
fair.
write this down so it's official and legal.
Yeah, like let me memorialize that this executive waived this, compliance or risk management procedure and put us at risk of losing money. Like then we're going to put it in writing so that way everyone knows it wasn't me who made that decision. But in the opposite end, like everything just becomes this like constant defense chat, which I think it's nice sometimes to not enter the fray on social media and go, well, I don't have to, I just
I like when you do, though.
Okay, I do get some good
I get
ones.
to a point. I get to a point.
You
Once
guys
I get
probably
my, like,
roll across a couple
engagement-
TikToks where you see that I commented.
No, Shaun and
like,
Threads, like you.
I like
gets
being
in
in
there.
Threads.
Oh my
I do like
You
being
know
in
who
Threads
also
lately.
says that phrase is Dorinda Medley at Bluestone Manor, drunk off her ass. Write it, regret
write
it,
it,
say
regret
it,
it.
forget it. That's where I heard that the
Yes.
first time.
You could say it to people in person. It never happened. Like it just
Never happened. I didn't say that.
we're allowed to have private
can't-
conversations.
You can't
in the world of
screenshot
the
a conversation.
internet.
Like that's
You
just
can't
like
screenshot a not yet, thank goodness. Which is like, I probably shouldn't even we shouldn't go there. It will be next thing, but which is crazy of the Epstein files. Like,
oh my God.
Oh,
Did you read
What
the
were you
article about
saying?
the designers?
if that was what you were writing. No.
Oh, I'll find it. It was fascinating. So there's a design team from Paris, I think, that did all of his homes. And they were like very much in part of
the files.
yeah. And so they and then there's like photos of like I think there was a couple of people obviously who worked in this company, but the woman is like posing with Ghislaine at an event, some sort of lunch, and it's like 25 years ago or whatever, and just like, oh who knows what they knew, but like comments are like, designers, we know everything. So there's no way that they didn't know some of what was going on.
I mean,
I don't know. I have to get more
article.
information. I'll give him a benefit of the doubt, maybe.
But then
I know.
but this
Part
is
of me
like
is like thinking like, how many pieces can I really put together without actually having like gone through the stuff in
but
their
if
closet?
your
And, like,
clientele is
Yeah,
all
yeah,
pretty
that's
much
true.
billionaires, like all over the world, in Paris, Dubai, like you're
There are
seeing
definitely-
some shit.
there's definitely parts of homes from the uber wealthy that even when you're there doing things, like, because I can remember this with my internship and then even with the bank, it's like it is very normal to have areas that are just like, no, you don't need to be over here. So there's definitely
Right.
a way to like, hey, you guys are working on this stuff.
Whether it's a
nothing over
panic room
here.
or
Like,
what, like we don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or there's like, hey, you're not working on that side of the house. And there are like house managers and people who direct you of like, okay, you can go to the ensuite
Someone's
because that's where
drawing
you're
plans.
working.
Yeah.
But they
and
just
people
say
are also
stuff
sloppy.
like office or spare bedroom, or they don't
I saw
say
some
like
plans
sex
once
dungeon.
that said like it said secret room or something. Like I'm like, I was just consulting on it. I'm like, wait, what? I'm assuming it was like weapons, but
or like a safe
Or
was
you
going to
remember
get
that
installed.
designer who
or-
had that Netflix show a few years ago who designed like sex dungeons, that like older British lady?
Yeah.
What was that called? Like Sex Dungeon Room
Oh.
on Netflix. It was
I thought
actually
it was
really
something
interesting.
close to that.
I went down a rabbit hole of somebody that I saw comment on something on Instagram, and that's what she does. And
More power
hers
to
is like
you.
$1 million minimum or something.
Okay, I need that design firm to make a submission to Caroline Turner's podcast, Confessions of
Oh,
an Interior
yeah.
Designer. I need a
I
confession
would just
on
love
that.
to know. I would
Well-
love to know like more. I feel like this is going to be like I'm saying this not in full awareness that the victims are the most important part of this. I hope that it doesn't continue to be as sensationalized as like the way the O.J. Simpson trial was for our generation at a young age, where it was like, hey, this is now the thing that everybody references and talks about for a long time and then comes back to. And it has occupied so much attention for its sensationality, but like less so for the getting the truth out, which is the sad part. And like, that's really it's really hard to watch that happen, like the same pattern. And then like, oh yeah, by the way, let's just like start blowing up other parts of the globe so we can like create more distraction from the truth. Like, perfect. No one thought that was coming. Like,
It's also
the
just
playbook
like
is a little
more like,
tired.
I think it's more like the JFK assassination, where it's like,
Yeah.
we all know it happened here, but like nothing's going to happen. And we're all just going to reference it forever.
And it's going to stay like confidential for decades and
Yeah.
decades. Or it feels like that right now. It really does. It feels like as much as like we demand it, it still won't happen.
And then Ryan
It's a
Murphy's
little-
just going to distract us with his
oh my God, I can't wait for the
Crime. Oh, if
Right.
I bet
American
he
Crime X love story.
he has already
Yeah.
I am confident he already wanted to do this, and there
I don't know.
somebody
That's dark though.
I'm confident he has no boundaries or conscience.
I don't know if he's gotten into pedophilia. Like that's
like the Dahmer-
documenting that.
The
Dahmer was
Dahmer
pretty
thing
adults,
got a
though.
little.
Were they?
No, I don't think
Or
all
like
the victims were
18?
adults. Yeah, some of them were young men.
17 maybe?
Yeah, some of them
Anyways.
were like, yeah.
Okay.
It's-
Well, I'll share
Anyway.
the article. It's a curved article. I just found it, and it does like get into the ethics of what we do
Being
and
a
like when they
designer?
come into play. Like hopefully they for most of us, but could
Yeah.
happen.
I just know like there have been
Dang.
some confession episodes on Caroline's podcast that kind of touched on like, I don't know where my money came from kind of stuff.
Yes.
And it's really interesting. But at the same time, it's like, well, if you're enough removed from it, like, what are you to do, you know? And if you know
Yeah.
something's happening, like you can just remove yourself after the project, but like that doesn't make you responsible for whatever they're doing, you know?
Yeah, but if they're trying to pay you in cash, like here's a duffel bag.
If they're trying to pay you,
That
I don't think
part
that was the situation. I don't know the episode to reference, but yeah,
Because it's like, if
duffel
you're going to
bags of
pay me in cash,
yikes.
then I'm not giving you receipts either. Like, don't. If
Oh,
you want
what
to
am I
pay in
gonna do
cash
with
because
this
you don't.
duffel bag? You can't even do anything with it. It sucks.
No. What are you going to do?
Money
Pay your
launder.
mortgage at the bank?
You're basically doing money.
Right.
You're basically
You actually can buy a
cleaning
car,
the
though.
money. Like,
You can buy a car.
You
I've done
can.
it, actually.
you
in
can.
in
They
duffel
just have
bags of
to.
cash?
Yep.
Anytime you bring more than 10,000
I've
in
done it
cash,
before.
they're
Like,
gonna have to.
that's a
They'll
different story.
document what you did, but it's not like you
I know.
can't.
Cash is a nuisance.
I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to
No.
touch it.
Well,
Mm-mm.
because
Anyway.
you
Dirty.
just get looked like you're dirty. Yeah. Okay. Well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ended on a really great note.
And hotties, you should follow Maegan. Her website is bluecopper.design.
It is.
That way, we know that's like a one where people go to look for you. And then you're also on Instagram at bluecopper.design. Oh, no, it's
Just Blue
all
Copper
one.
Design everywhere. Yeah.
Thank
just
you.
all one. And on TikTok.
And on TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah. Get on TikTok.
We'll link everything in the show notes, as well as that baker's rack that we talked about too, and the article we
yeah.
were just talking about.
We really
And-
covered a wide range.
Oh, we went everywhere. And if you guys want to see and hear more from Maegan too, Maegan is also with us a lot in our loyal hotties and our hottie
Yeah.
hangouts. You get to join when you can, and we love seeing you there. So thank you so much for coming back after your freshman season, back in season
Now she's
1,
a
2020.
senior.
Thank you for being with us. This has been amazing.
Thank you guys. Always lovely to see you.
You too.
And until next time.
Stay hot, designers.
Thanks for listening to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
For more on what we talked about today, check out the show notes.
Your support helps us grow, so share with your design besties.
And subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Our conversations continue on Instagram.
And be sure to download our monthly resources on our website and our Patreon.